Changing your mindset from I have to I get to is such a powerful technique shift. There's always a positive thing in your life. And rather than being like, man, I have to, like you're wasting time. Changing it to,
or you're obligated.
yes, I get to wake up today. I get to wake up today and chase my dreams. I get to wake up and I get the chance to do this. I get to wake up and I get the chance to talk to that girl. I get to wake up and I get to, right? Changing from negativity to positivity is a choice. And it's the art of Jiu-Jitsu.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Budo Brothers podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. You got Eric.
And Kyle.
And I am so grateful that we get to sit down with you and have a podcast where we just say whatever is on our minds.
Yeah. We are so bombarded by constant negative stimulus, bad news, negative energy, down people in our lives.
Chaos.
That you sometimes build this mindset of, man, I have to go to work. Man, I have to go do this task. Man, I have to get out of bed and go do something. And changing your mindset from I have to I get to is such a powerful technique
Shift.
No matter who you are, most likely, unless you're last place on planet Earth, there's somebody who does not have it as good as you.
True.
Right?
True.
Where if they woke up in the warm bed that you woke up in, the area that you woke up, they would be jacked.
Yeah.
And they're able to move their body and walk because their legs and limbs work. They can breathe oxygen, or they're able to move around, or they have a family, or there's always a positive thing in your life. And rather than being like, man, I have to, like you're wasting time. Changing it to,
or you're obligated.
yes, I get to wake up today. I get to wake up today and chase my dreams. I get to wake up and I get the chance to do this. I get to wake up and I get the chance to talk to that girl. I get to wake up and I get to, right? Changing from negativity to positivity is a choice. And it's the art of Jiu-Jitsu.
It is.
It is the biggest art of Jiu-Jitsu. Reaping joyfulness from our existence, pulling it out, extracting it from the stratosphere, and using it in day-to-day life.
And when you were saying this, instead of I have to, I get to, it's almost like we all get the opportunity of a new day. If we're so lucky.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Or, like you said, you could be, you might not be able to move your legs. And you get to get out of bed to go to work. And that might be a loathful experience for one person, but a dream for another.
Right.
And I really feel like switching that mindset to one of gratitude and being grateful for the opportunities that are out there that are up to you to go and pursue. No one's going to pursue them else.
Yep.
No one's going to do it for you. And being grateful to, I get to. I like that. I'm going to start using that.
An example would be like the other day I was in traffic. I got stuck in traffic. And rather being like, man, I have to get to this thing and be on time. It's like, no, I get to sit here and listen to this podcast that I've been trying to listen to and focus on it and learn. I get to do that. It's just a mind shift because
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. I'll be sitting in the car the same amount of time. In the two versions of myself that are doing it, one is pissed off because he has to be somewhere.
Yeah.
One is joyful because he gets to listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
And be present.
Presence is a key of the getting to do something. Right?
Yeah.
Being aware and having humility to understand that, you know, the world is millions of years old. We get to be on it for maybe 100 years if we're so lucky. And
we get to.
Yes. And in that time, like, there's only so many years you're healthy and you're conscious and you're understanding it. Like, there's no time to waste. There's no time to waste with it.
I have to go see my parents.
Yeah.
Versus I get to go see my parents.
Right.
Wow. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I fucking love going and see my parents, but that's a good example for a lot of people where like, I have to go to the in-laws. I have to go see my girl. I have to. What an energy shift to say I get to.
And have to is things outside of your control. You're letting things control you. I get to is you're making a conscious choice to take control of the situation, no matter what it is. Like, you just got beat in jiu-jitsu and you're like, oh man, I get to take these lessons and apply it and get better from it, right?
Yeah.
Or it's just, it's as simple as not letting the wave, like fighting the wave and getting sucked under and being bombarded across the bottom. It's riding with the wave, like utilizing it, utilizing your environment, utilizing everything around you, and realizing that you sometimes are a passenger within your environment and circumstance. Bet you a lot of people don't want a recession to happen, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't want a war to happen, and it's happening. A lot of people didn't want COVID to happen. It's happening. But if you take a situation like COVID, like, oh man, I get to spend more time with the people I love. I get to focus on these things. I get to learn. Passion. Yeah, it's a different mindset.
I think an underlying theme that I'm hearing is being grateful for the opportunity. Being grateful. Gratitude and presence have a lot to do with that state. You know, being grateful for your current set of circumstances that are undoubtedly, we're all blessed. We are. Yeah. To be living in North America, to be, you know, even as chaotic and as crazy as the media would have you believe that your existence is, we're still lucky to be here.
Right. And something as terrible as death, right? My aunt passed away from cancer when I was in my 20s. And, you know, I wish I could go back in time to, man, being like, oh, I can't believe we lost her. Just change the mindset to like, I got to spend this time with her. I got to do these things. I got to. Yeah. And it's just a mindset shift. It's what you're shining the light on, right? It is the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, and where you put your intention and attention. And I've been reading the Daily Stoic a lot.
Nice.
And that's one thing that the Stoics were amazing at. They say you're not in control of everything or anything that happens to you. You're only in control of how you react to the situation in that moment.
Right.
And that's what can never be stolen from you. Like, how you react to a situation and how you handle it and your mindset around it is your power. It is your freedom. It is your independence. And it is one of the most important things that you can have control of. And the key to it is being present.
And grateful. Like, that's it.
Yeah. How are you able to get yourself out of a funk, right? Because when you get into a funk, it's like a snowball. Yeah. All of a sudden you're angry about this, you're angry about this, I'm late for this, I'm angry about that. Yeah. How do you snap out?
Honestly, man, it sounds so cliche, but counting your blessings literally snaps me out of whatever story I've convinced myself of. The world's ending, this is that, da 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 da. What do I have? Look at what I have around me. You know, look at what I'm doing. Like, I as soon as I start detaching from the chaotic existence that is life and start tuning into what is in front of me, right, and what really is and what I have in my control, it gets quiet.
Yeah. Recently, what's been battling and rattling around in my mind is, you know, let's call it spade a spade. We're in a very different financial environment than we once were, right? We see inflation happening before our eyes.
Yeah.
Gas is going up, food is going up, and as entrepreneurs or people who are business owners, you see this and you're like, something is happening and it's not happening in a great direction.
Yeah.
And then you start getting scared, like, oh man, what if there's this giant downturn and I lose my business, right? What if we lose Budo Brothers?
Yeah. It's our biggest fear.
And you sit there and you stew about it the whole time. And that isn't the right mindset. Rather than like thinking about losing Budo Brothers, every day you wake up, you get to do Budo Brothers one more day, right?
No shit.
Because the outcome is already like, you have no control of the outcome. If the economy breaks and everybody gets fired and there's no money to go around, what can you do about that?
Right.
But every morning you wake up and you're doing what it is that you love to do, you get to do that. You should be jacked rather than focusing on, man, what if? Focus on, I'm getting to do this right now in this moment. And it's just wants. Wants are dangerous things. Wants and expectations, right? You're framing yourself and projecting yourself to have a particular outcome. And if it doesn't meet that outcome exactly, you leave yourself open to disappointment. And I think a better way is to, rather than focus on the outcome, and we always say this, is to focus on the journey, focus on the steps that you could take every day, the process, and enjoying it. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Enjoying the journey. It's not the destination, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, life is simple and it's difficult. One of the biggest litmus tests, I was talking to some friends this past weekend.
Yeah.
And I could see it in a friend's eyes. He's just hating work.
Miserable.
He's hating work. Doesn't know what to do. It's getting to him, right? And that's always a litmus test. That is the biggest litmus test. Am I happy in my current space doing what I'm doing? Like, yes or no, right? And if it's a no, and no for multiple days, no matter what, it should be a sign that you need to start focusing on doing something different. And I'm not saying you need to just jump and change things right away, but it's a sign, right? And rather than being down about it, you're like, man,
listen to it.
I hear this, and now I get to go change my life and pursue the things that I want to do.
And it all comes down to resonance.
Yes.
When you're in a situation that is no longer serving you and you're no longer serving others, it becomes caustic. It becomes this. Resonance is beautiful because resonance will take you out of where you shouldn't be and put you where you should be. Yeah. It takes you out of where you do not belong and into where you do belong.
Right.
And that's beautiful because why did Budo Brothers resonate with us? Why was work not work when you and I got together to just try some stuff? Figure out, build an e-commerce business to see if we could do it. Yeah. It just resonated.
Right.
It resonated. It was like, hell yeah, let's learn this. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Let's go on this journey. See what comes of it.
Yeah. And resonance pulls people together, right? And it will magically create and build a tribe of people around you if you listen to it. I view it like if you were to be somebody who's into like rock music and you know, headbanging, right?
Sure.
You're headbanging in the club, you're dancing with everybody listening to rock music, and like when you're doing that with everybody, you look sweet.
Yep.
Your hair's flying, leather is everywhere, like you're having a
Fitting
time.
in the crew.
You take that exact same dancer dancing the same pace and the same tone and you put him in a salsa bar, that's the most uncomfortable situation you could ever be in.
Sure.
Somebody headbanging in a salsa club.
Yeah.
Because they're not moving and doing and
resonance is off.
Resonating to the same beat. So, but you have to throw it out there.
Yeah.
You have to throw it out there for people to connect. And that's one of the most powerful things that think that we've unmasked with Budo Brothers is that we throw our energy out to the stratosphere and the amount of cool people and things and situations that we've got to do because of it, because of showing who we are and being authentic, it's mind-blowing to me. And the amount of people that we've talked to and had conversations with, the people listening to this podcast right now, is all resonance.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You wouldn't be listening right now if this wasn't resonating. And if it wasn't, you would have tuned out a long time ago. Fuck these guys.
Yes.
You know, like,
yeah, totally. Yeah. Like, why out of all the podcasts in the world are you listening right now? And you have that same effect on other people, other people in your life.
So whatever that is that's in us is inside you, the listener. Like, we all have that. And I think that's what Budo Brothers is. It's just this underlying connection that we all have as martial artists that come from every walk of life. There's the only thing that binds us is the arts. You know, like how many people do we know of all political stripes and beliefs and it's all amazing. Like, everyone, it's probably one of the most accepting communities where real multiculturalism works.
No joke. Yeah. When you're training, you're not talking about like, oh, this is a Democrat club. This is a Republican
this is a
club.
Republican dojo only.
Yeah. Or this is like,
half.
It doesn't.
And you know what's so crazy? Half of the martial artists that we're really good friends with, I have no idea what their political beliefs are. And guess what? I don't care. Okay. They're good humans.
And you have like all these people trying different things from different cultures. Like, oh, I'm doing this Japanese martial art. I'm doing this Korean martial art.
That sounds cool.
And like, they're not even from Korea. Like, you know, it's just like, it's so diverse, and it's crazy how history and culture gets infused into you, and you find, and we're resonating with ancient warriors doing it, right? The warriorship, the way of the warrior, Budo, that's the wavelength.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's so amazing to literally just step back and think how far we've come, but how early and we're just getting started we really are. You know, I look at where we've gotten to, which would not be possible but without any of the support of everyone who has liked our videos, supported us by buying our products. They all have helped this amazing experience be possible, and I can't be more grateful.
And even as great as this experience is, I guarantee there's still some things like, man, I have to do this. When it comes to Budo Brothers, I have to do this.
I have to do accounting.
I have to do this email. I have to do accounting.
100%.
Right?
Absolutely. But so that's the challenge.
Yes.
That's the Budo Brothers challenge. What you have to do, can you get to? I get
to send this email out to our customers.
I get to count our money. I get to figure out the health status of our business, which you and I are notorious for doing our books a year later. I wonder how we're doing.
By the way, we've gotten better at it.
We have.
Update.
We've trained it.
Better at it. We've been training and practicing.
We have.
Yeah. We put in a system.
Damn right. And guess what? We pressure tested our business, and one of the leaky points was finances, bookkeeping, receipts everywhere. Hey, do we have a profitable business? You know what? That's a good question.
And we had to bring on a bookkeeper.
Yes.
It was the only way for us to do it.
Only way. Yeah. But through the pressure testing and realizing that could be a fatal flaw, if you and I have no idea, we don't have a sonar system and we're flying through clouds.
Yeah. And it changed up our AGM, right? Before we were like, oh man, we have to do numbers at our AGM. Now we're like, no, man, we get to go do our AGM and like strategize and think of the new products. But Budo Brothers Challenge. If that trigger word arises in your mental talk or even in your talk out loud, I have to go pick up the kids. I have to go walk the dog. Change that to I get to.
Beautiful. I am going to do that all week and I will report back.
Awesome. Well, thank you for listening and we will see you next week.
See you then.